So over the last 48 hours, we've had a stunning contrast between the man who is currently president of the United States and the man that wants to be president of the United States. And I'm talking, of course, of Donald Trump and Joe Biden. Donald Trump, as I've already told you to some degree, sat in the White House at one point in the basement bunker. At another point, he went down to Florida to give a speech about Elon Musk's success with NASA in launching the Falcon 9 rocket with the Dragon spacecraft to bring two astronauts to the space station. And Donald Trump essentially spent the weekend tweeting, attacking the motives of protesters, threatening to release vicious dogs against protesters, and generally escalating tensions. Meanwhile, Joe Biden, who is 4 years Trump's senior, went out and, wearing a mask, talked to actual protesters about what's going on, why they are protesting, and all of these relevant issues in society today, took pictures with people while tweeting conciliatory and understanding things rather than threatening people with releasing the hounds, essentially. The contrast could not be more stark at this point. No national address from Trump meant to reduce tensions and bring people together. Instead, a weekend of tweets about vicious dogs and ominous weapons, and the Secret Service is going to go after people. Tweets talking about we're going to make Antifa a terrorist organization, and then Trump being rushed on Friday to the underground bunker used to protect presidents during terrorist attacks below the White House. Even China goading Trump. Foreign Ministry spokesman Li Zhenzhao urged the United States to eliminate racial discrimination and protect the lawful rights of minorities. Hu Jijin, editor of the nationalist tabloid Global Times, telling Donald Trump, Mr. President, don't go hide behind the Secret Service. Now, that's Trump. Then you have Biden, who you don't have to like, you don't have to see as a progressive because he's not. Joe Biden went and met with protesters, tweeted conciliatory messages. You don't have to love Biden to understand the difference between these two men. You don't have to see Biden as a progressive because, as I said, he's not, to realize that the world is laughing at us and we would be better off if they stopped. And replacing Donald Trump with Biden is the option we have 5 months from now. And I will be doing everything I can to make sure that that replacement takes place. Trump tweeting about releasing the hounds on protesters. Joe Biden tweeting, quote, we are a nation in pain right now, but we must not allow this pain to destroy us. As president, I will help lead this conversation. And more importantly, I will listen, just as I did today visiting the site of last night's protest in Wilmington. Biden publishing a 5-minute video discussing what we are seeing with police and George Floyd in some detail, adding, quote, we are a country with an open wound. None of us can turn away. None of us can be silent. None of us any longer can hear those words, I can't breathe, and do nothing. We must commit as a nation to pursue justice with every ounce of our being. And most importantly, maybe Joe Biden not hanging out in a bunker or in his basement in Delaware, but just going out and talking to protesters. We're showing some of that video now. So listen, am I saying Joe Biden is the be-all, end-all on criminal justice reform? Of course not. Joe Biden sponsored the 1994 crime bill that was so destructive. Bernie Sanders also voted for it, by the way. And there is no doubt that not enough was done during Barack Obama's administration, of which Biden was a part, on criminal justice. But this is comparing apples to bicycles. It's comparing apples to trash. When it comes to Biden and Trump and the leadership deficit that we're experiencing right now, it's a tragedy. And the optics of Trump tweeting from a White House bunker while Joe Biden is kneeling with protesters, this isn't good for Trump. It shouldn't be good for Trump. And Biden, of course, would not get everything right as president, but at least he would bring back something that looks and feels like leadership and like a man connected to what's happening in the country, rather than a guy who will literally sit in his basement tweeting agit trash as more and more violence is instigated by virtue of his every tweet. If you love feeding your intellectual curiosity, but you're always struggling to find the time, check out one of my all-time favorite apps called Blinkist. Blinkist lets you consume an entire book on your way home from work. They take thousands of popular nonfiction books, condense each one into text or audio that you can get through in just 15 minutes, and you get all of the important core ideas and information from that book. It's perfect if you don't have enough time to do all the reading you want to do, or if you just want to sample a book before you buy the entire thing. I recently read A Brief History of Time, of course, by the great Stephen Hawking. This is a book that I have been aware of for so long, and other things got in the way, and it was fantastic to check it out on Blinkist. Blinkist has books on politics, philosophy, science. They have 27 different nonfiction categories, and a subscription is only about $8 a month, and you get the entire library. But you can try it totally free and get 25% off a subscription when you go to Blinkist.com/Pakman. I've put the link right underneath this video.